Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about what motivates you. So this can stem from working out, going to work, just being happy in general. But something for me that really resonates is having some sort of purpose, right? And you have to work, you have to get money, you have to survive and all that good stuff. But what really drives me to be a better person, and it sounds a little bit corny, but for me, it's lifting. That is my actual therapy. That's my consistency. As I miss one, that's my consistency, because when there was the lockdown in California, right? That was something that really got me deep down in my feels. And that was really the first time that threw me off of my groove. And I've been injured before too, and that's a different type of emotion that invokes, because it's more of a restriction, right? Like you can't push certain weights, you can't do certain movements, but you can do other things. And for me, before quarantine happened, I used to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, make food, go to the gym, work out for an hour and a half, go back home. And I used to work, let's say at noon, for instance, right? I had enough time to play Overwatch like I love, and do things around the house, be productive, make my food for work. And when people are just waking up, I'm already halfway through my day, it feels like. And that's a certain type of drive that keeps me going and helps me perform at a high level, right? Because that focus and that consistency, that routine is vital for my personal happiness, right? Everything I just mentioned, some people can be like, wow, that's horrible. I would not want to wake up that early. And, that's just something that works for me, to be completely honest. Other people can wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning every day, 12 o'clock in the morning, and, get more things done than I can. But for me, I feel like I have more time in the day to have a peak of productivity and then a low of just kind of relaxing, right? Not just pinging the gas pedal full throttle 100% and breaking down halfway through the week, right? So for me, I need that consistency and that intensity just to keep me happy. And I have literally no trouble sleeping at all no matter what happening during the day, because I'm so exhausted. And I love that, because I can go to sleep at 9:30 and in about 10 minutes, boom, I'm out. And my Whoop band says, yeah, you're out within 5 minutes of hitting the bed. Your latency is pretty much 3 to 5 minutes on average. So for me, that helps and that keeps me happy. But here's something that's really helped me do Olympic weightlifting for about 10 years now, almost 11. Oof, that's a whole decade, yeah? That sounds very old when I say it out loud. But for me, it's that slow progression, and it's just keeps going up, right? There are little setbacks. I remember about maybe my year 1 through 3 was a little bit slow, but at the same time, the weight was moving quick because I was learning new things, new techniques, different positioning. We had to break down my positioning for about 6 months and readjust, recalibrate things. And for me, that got me excited because it was like a Rubik's Cube for my body, right? I'm moving these different levers, these different muscles, feeling different things when I lift, getting feedback from my coach saying like, wow, that was way better than last time. Now do the same thing. And then I would try to do the same thing again and I would just miss it, but I would feel it. And that's something where once you really get that body awareness, that's a whole nother level you unlock. And that's extremely important for any athlete, whatever discipline you end up doing, is because you need to understand what's happening in your body. You can't just lift, you can't just do a bench press, right? Just do 1 rep, just knock out 10 reps, be like, wow, that was great, cool, awesome, let's move up weight. There's a lot of things that you have to do, either a bench press or a clean, right? You can really break it down to, for a clean, for example, right? You can really break it down to 3 sections, right? Some people say the first pull is from the floor to your knees. And once you do that first pull, are your shoulders over the bar? Is your back completely arched? Is your core tight? Is your lats tight? I can just keep naming things on and on and on. But the thing is, you have to find that motivation within yourself. And you could have a coach bring that out, or you might be restricted from having a coach because of everything that's going on, right? So you have to have some sort of feedback. And if I had none of these tools, to use, I would definitely, let's say, go on Instagram, find a really good athlete that's around your same body type, and try to mimic what they are doing. And that's what I used to do when I first started. There was a guy at the gym who was lifting for like 5 years, right? And I would just try to mimic what he would do. And the way I found that out is my coach was like, he was telling me certain cues and I just wasn't getting it, and it was frustrating him to the point where it was frustrating him, and I was frustrated, and I was a little embarrassed because I thought I was a great athlete, but I just couldn't figure out the cues or understand how to move my body the way he said I needed to, right? So what he ended up doing is pointing to the guy that was built the same way, was the same height as I was, and he was like, copy him. Just mimic him. I won't give you any more cues today. Mimic him. And that was probably one of, like, if you're going to say levels, right? That was like level 2. And I was like, oh, wow, this is great. Now I can just mimic this and do this at home at next to the mirror and just try to revisualize every single rep. So for me, that kind of got the fire going again, right? And that was super exciting for me because I was like, oh, I can do these mental reps in my head and I don't need to be at the gym, right? So, I used to do either when I was eating or when I was doing any other activity that didn't really have, I didn't need focus at the time, right? Just miscellaneous tasks, let's call them. I would just visualize doing the first pull, visualize doing the second pull, how my body would react when I would be in the second pull, and visualize me getting under the bar, keeping my chest up, my gut tight and braced, and my legs engaged at the same time. There's so many things you can do to take you to that next level. And that's something I really live throughout life, is always try to figure a way to resolve your own problems, right? And sometimes you have to be creative, and sometimes you just won't figure it out. And you have to try thousands of things that you might fail at in order to get that one thing correct. But once you get that one thing correct, that's going to level you up again, right? So for me, I'm glad that there's a transition here with the power clean and jerks from below the knees, because doing any movement below the knees was horrendous for me for years, and I was unable to feel where my body movement was going. And so you're supposed to have your body forward slightly, but not too forward slightly, because that was going to push you out of position at a heavier weight, right? So, one day my coach was just like, you just need to feel some slight pressure towards the end of the balls of your feet. And that is what helped me do the power cleans way better below the knees. And that's something I dreaded every time I saw it on the program. And we did that one time for a whole cycle, and that was the time where I had to fix it, or else I would not be able to do those main lifts that we needed to do, right, to complete that cycle. So the whole reason why I made the video is because you need to find your own lifting motivation, and wherever that may be, by posting things on Instagram, asking feedback from your training peers, or getting a coach, or searching for someone who has the same body type as you. That's something you need to do for yourself. And I know we're in the age of posting things on social media and whatnot, and if that doesn't work for you, then you got to start reading something that's focused within your sport, and you need to understand that you are the solution to your problem, right? You are your problem, but you're also the solution to your problem. And what I mean by that is, you know how to fix it, you just haven't figured it out yet. Nothing's impossible. You just found things that didn't work yet. And that's something where, whether it's in your sport or within life, you're just gonna have to figure it out. And you'll be rewarded. You'll be absolutely rewarded, because some people get in slumps for years. I've been in the position I wanted to quit because I failed, just like that rep, right? But in the end, I found the solution to my problem and I ended up sticking with it. Here we are 10 to 11 years later, right? So I just want to leave you with asking you one question: is what is your motivation? Whether it's work, life, hobbies, relationships, what is your motivation? Thank you so much, guys, for listening. Don't forget to like the video, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.